Welcome back to OMP, the number one podcast in sports combat entertainment. With me, as always, is my lovely co-host Tommy. Tommy, let me talk to you.
No, let me talk to you. Did you
Oh,
know every venture presents an element of risk, but with rent-producing income property, you can take the negligible risk to, and your own chance for success are 1,600 times better. For example, okay, I'll stop.
okay. good, good intro. Good
Reading how to
intro.
make millions of dollars on real estate.
Hey, information for the future, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, uh, do you got any news for me? It's been a while since our last recording, I think.
It has been a while. Um, my element of news is the same as usual. I predict Dominic Mysterio to win the Royal Rumble. And LA Knight is out of the fucking not LA Knight. Wow. Cody Rhodes is out of WrestleMania 40 main event. Triple H said in his own words, obviously I don't have the exact quote pulled up, that Cody Rhodes will not headline WrestleMania 40, night 1 or 2, and he will not finish his story at WrestleMania this year.
Really? Triple H is not planning.
Really?
Okay, I got it here. Triple H
Okay.
is not planning for Cody Rhodes to finish the story at WrestleMania 40. Cody Rhodes may have to wait longer to achieve his dream of winning the WWE Championship. There are rumors that Cody Rhodes could face CM Punk at WrestleMania, leaving the possibility open for The Rock to compete in the main event. A bombshell news report has suggested that Triple H is not planning to have Cody Rhodes finish the story at WrestleMania 40. The direction of the undisputed WWE Universal Championship heading into WrestleMania season has been heavily debated. At present, Roman Reigns has been at the top of the company for over 1,200 days. And as a lot of fans are wondering, who will stand across the ring from the tribal chief in Pennsylvania, as the company puts on their 40th annual show of shows. Last year, it was Cody Rhodes who had won the Royal Rumble, granting him the right to challenge Reigns under the brightest lights. But as we know, the American Nightmare was unsuccessful in his bid to finish the story and reach the WWE mountaintop. But his fans didn't stop believing that he'd make it sometime soon. Uh, Cody believes this year will be a failure if he doesn't. He's currently not slated to beat Reigns at Mania. Cody's entire WWE run since returning to the company in 2022 has revolved around his need to finish his story and win the WWE Championship. Many expected him to do so last year, but that wasn't to be, and now it seems this year won't be on the cards either. According to Sports Illustrated, it's been said that Triple H's current plan is not to have Rhodes in the same position as last year. It's believed that not only will he not headline WrestleMania 40, but that another Mania will go by without the American Nightmare achieving his dream of the WWE main champion. In the report, Sports Illustrated revealed that multiple sources close to WWE head of creative Paul Triple H Levesque have indicated that Cody Rhodes will not headline this year's event, nor will he finish his story at WrestleMania. This isn't news that the former AEW star will want to hear after he recently admitted in an interview with CBS Sports that he would consider 2024 a failure if he doesn't get that moment. In his quote, he said, "I guess I feel like I don't look at it from that perspective in terms of what would happen if I didn't get to finish the line, because ultimately that's a failure. This would be a failed year, and I'd hope that doesn't come to pass. You can never call it, and you mentioned there being doubt in people's minds about will it happen, what could possibly happen. Doubt is a beautiful thing, and for people to take the ride with you, I doubted that Daniel Bryan could survive a match with Triple H and then survive a triple threat match and get out of Mania 30 how he did. I don't mind doubts at all. I just myself can't have any in regards to everything else that's going on. I have to be straight and narrow as far as where I'd like to go and how I'd like to get there. Man. The company instead have plans for Cody to face CM Punk at Mania. The two engaged in a promo on Raw this week. As an alternative, the report from Sports Illustrated would go on to suggest that WWE could look to stage Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk in Philadelphia. To support this idea, this week's Raw was referenced, where Punk and Rhodes seemingly laid the groundwork for a future clash in a promo segment between the two. Though at the time, not many thought that possible match would happen as soon as this April. So this appears to leave the door open for The Rock, who had previously teased a match with Roman on TV, to step forward and compete in Mania's main event against his cousin. It's a dream match that most have speculated about for years, but seems to throw a spanner in the works for what fans thought they would be getting this year. Interestingly, on the 23rd of January, it came out that The Rock had officially joined the WWE Board of Directors as part of the TKO group. Should Dwayne Johnson be the one to compete at WrestleMania, it's unlikely that the two things are connected, but the Great One has certainly been making many headlines in recent days as we head into what is typically WWE's busiest period. As always, it gives more comes out about Cody Rhodes and what the plan is for WrestleMania 40. Man,
tragic.
Yeah, I want to see him finish the damn story too, mainly just to hear him shut up about it.
Like, I want to see it, but I don't want back-to-back Mania events.
Yeah,
like Mania headlines. Yeah.
Well, I don't want Dwayne to be in the fucking Mania at all.
I wanted to be in it. I want Hogan to be in the Mania.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to be, and he doesn't need to take the title. So I want the title to be
the main event.
Yeah. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't need this shit.
Yeah.
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 Nah.
Yeah, no, he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
But, if they want to make it more of a draw, they know what they're doing more than we do.
I guess.
I'm still going to watch WrestleMania either way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dwayne Johnson being appointed to board of directors for TKO WWE, what do you think of that? Because I'm looking at it here and I'm trying to figure out. He's okay. It says here, through his expansive business portfolio, which includes 7 Bucks Productions. I didn't know he had a production company. Terramana Tequila, Zoa Energy, Project Rock, which is his Under Armour brand, and the recently combined Spring Football League, the United Football League, UFL. Johnson, Dwayne, has significant experience identifying and cultivating revenue-generating media rights, live events, sponsorship, licensing, and social media opportunities. So he's the appointment of Johnson reflects TKO's commitment to delivering long-term value and strong performance for shareholders. So he is. Oh man. Vince McMahon, ex-executive chairman of the board, TKO, said very few people on the planet understand the convergence of sports, entertainment, media, and business like Rock. We are proud to have him join the TKO board to help him take our company to new heights. So he's on there for...
Bad day for Vince McMahon praise.
Yeah,
But my thoughts on it, I like the idea of Rock being it. He gets the industry. He gets WWE, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So I support it.
Did you know?
I think it's a good move.
Did you know his father, Rocky Johnson, was the first black champion in WWE history?
Yes, he was a tag team champion.
Mm-hmm. Alongside Tony Atlas.
Yep.
That's cool. I think as long as
Brock
he's
was the first WWE champion, black WWE champion.
What?
Rock was the first black WWE champion, who held the world title belt.
Rocky Johnson or The Rock?
The Rock.
Oh, that's cool. He's not.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's Samoan. He's also black, but he's Samoan.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think if
that's why he's part black too.
you're right. He's just anyway. Uh, no, back to this though. I think if he's appointed to TKO, I think it's probably gonna be exclusively for licensing and stuff, right? Like he's not.
He got his Rock name. He owns the term The Rock now. He owns the name.
Well,
that was part of his TKO deal.
That's awesome.
And I feel like he'll probably help out with creative. If not helping out with creative, he'll help get media deals and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he could have played a big part in getting the Netflix deal.
Maybe he has a deal with Netflix himself.
Yeah, so he could have played a big part in that.
Mm-hmm. But that's cool. Anyway, what
are your thoughts on it?
I think maybe I'm just picky, but I think if he's gonna be involved, in a TKO fashion, I think I genuinely I'm conflicted, first of all. And I think that, it's just, I don't want him to be involved in the actual wrestling. I feel like he's made enough money, he's held enough titles. He shouldn't be in headlines for WrestleMania and stuff anymore if there's a title on the line. And that's what he's doing with Roman Reigns, unless the title's dropped at Royal Rumble. Now, I want him to be involved, sure, but not in a sense where he's taking away from someone else who's trying to finish their damn story. Cody Rhodes, that's the whole thing, is he's wanting to give his father's name a damn title. And that's all he wants. He doesn't really give a shit who it's from, just as long as it's that title. And Rock stepping in last fucking minute and just absolutely demolishing all the hype for Cody Rhodes really fucked things over in his story, and fucked things over for the Rhodes family. And again, like he said, he thinks that this year is going to be a failure if he doesn't get that title. So he's gonna, that takes a toll on a man. And I don't want it, and I don't want it to be another Scotty Too Hottie situation where he just loses the flame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, WWE is very known for that, though.
Yeah, and that's gonna fucking suck, because that's what he left for in the first place. Is they made him Stardust, and it fucked him hard.
Yeah, they kind of just like, yeah, we see a lot of potential in you and everything, and then we just slowly pushed him to mid card.
Yeah, and then all he was at mid card was, he was I wouldn't know how to. He was like Kaiser is now. He's mid card talent, and he's never gonna be top card talent the way that they're treating him. And all he did back in that day was he was one of the ball rollers for the Royal Rumble. And he did shit like that, and it was awful. It was genuinely awful for his story and his line of entertainment. He all he's known for right now is he's wanting to finish his dad's story. He's wanting to be, him. He's wanting to be himself. And here they go again. They drop the Rock in the middle of it, and they take away his light. Now he's fighting.
Did the same shit with CM Punk, and CM Punk left for that reason too, because they wanted CM Punk to face the Rock, and drop the title to the Rock.
Yeah, now he's Cody's wanting the title. They are basically handing it to the Rock, and they've dropped him down to mid card fighting Shinsuke.
Mm-hmm.
And now I don't know what's going to happen next to him.
Cody.
I think Cody was a lot safer, story wise, title wise, everything else wise at AEW, and he's going to go back there if they keep it up. If I don't see significant improvement in how they treat him, going forward after the Royal Rumble, after WrestleMania, because now we know he's not going to be a headline. Uh,
Yeah.
if they do not show him a little bit more respect, I think he'll walk. And
I don't think he's afraid to walk.
no, I don't think he is either. And you would think with uh, Triple H at the head of creative that others would get more light, but I guess he still has that click mentality, and he's giving it to The Rock.
Yeah, I think Cody Rhodes definitely isn't afraid to walk, because when he did walk, he joined the Indies, became a huge star, started his own company, and like now that company is literally WWE's #1 competitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and did bigger numbers than WWE at Wembley. So I mean,
yeah, it's
so Cody Rhodes will probably walk and go do something else if it doesn't work out with WWE.
mm-hmm. I hopefully we hear something. Yeah, hopefully, I think
I don't
that
see Cody winning the Rumble. He could win the Elimination Chamber.
I just
If he's slated to be in it, I'm not sure, but
I feel like if they don't, well, obviously, the news about Triple H saying basically in a matter of words that Rhodes will not be a headliner for WrestleMania. I think until we hear from Rhodes himself, because he's not afraid of breaking kayfabe for something like that. If he says that he's extremely disappointed or anything, like, we'll read it. Obviously, it'll make it to the pod. But if he says something like that, I'm fully there with him. He came back exclusively just to get Dusty's name a damn title, and
facts.
The one he wants is the one that Roman has, and Roman has had it for, again, 1,200 days. He needs to drop it, and dropping it to someone like Dwayne or Gunther or someone like that does not make enough sense. Rhodes and Punk are the only ones that it makes sense to drop it to, and drop. Who else would you say? Orton?
You could drop it to LA Knight.
Yeah.
At the Rumble, and it still worked.
Yeah.
And then you could have Cody Rhodes beat LA Knight for the title.
Mm-hmm. That's another option.
But,
and maybe they plan to give it. Hopefully, and I just thought of this now, but I probably should have thought of it sooner. Hopefully, if he's not going to get it at WrestleMania, they'll coordinate him to win Money in the Bank and take it that way. But I know he wants it fair and square. So, if that's how they give it to him,
a Money in the Bank win is kind of just feels cheap.
It feels cheap, but again, American Nightmare. Maybe he can play it in. Maybe he can play it in.
Until we see Cody Rhodes heel turn.
If
that could be where it's building up towards.
Maybe, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe this is what it's all pointing towards, is an American Nightmare is actually a nightmare, and he turns heel, and he takes the title any way he can, and hopefully that's where they're pointing it. But if he walks, then that's not what they planned at all, and unfortunately, he has options
on Raw Day 1. But Raw after WrestleMania, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cody Rhodes comes out, calls out Triple H to come to the ring, then beats the hell out of Triple H with a steel chair.
That would be a heel turn.
That would be a heel turn.
That would be.
He goes off on his typical spiel about how, like, I worked for this company, my dad worked for this company, and we put our lives on the line, all that. Then he snaps and beats the fuck out of Triple H with a steel chair.
Yeah, I mean, Dusty was a heel for a minute. You
Yeah.
know,
Cody Rhodes has played heel before.
yeah. Was it during his dashing phase or was it during Stardust?
Yep, Dashing Cody Rhodes was a heel.
Yeah.
He literally handed out paper bags to the audience and was telling them to wear it because they're ugly. But then it caught on and people started bringing their own plastic and their own paper bags to wear over their head.
You know, if that's the point that he wants to make it towards, I'm all for it. Any way to get his dad that title, because that, as much as it is a WWE story, it's a real story too. Dusty did not ever get a title, so.
Well, he did get the title, but then they reversed the win.
Yeah. Well.
So there's pictures of Dusty floating around with the title, but he never actually won it.
Yeah. So that's what he's pointing towards, is he's wanting to get a title in the Rhodes name at some point. And hopefully he doesn't quit WWE by the time they actually consider giving it to him. But anyway, in other news, a lot of people's contracts are up this year.
Finn Balor, his contract. Drew McIntyre.
Oh, let me get it to you.
You got the list.
I got the list.
You got the list.
Here we go.
You made the list.
Hold on.
You remember the list? Chris Jericho list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. They didn't really. Okay, that wasn't helpful. Love that. I clicked on one thing and I got something else. Anyway, here we are. Okay, we got McIntyre and Balor. Their contracts are expiring right after WrestleMania. We got let's see who else is on that list. Okay, Kevin Patrick got removed from the SmackDown team. Oh well, that's not what I want to talk about. But that did happen. Yeah, he got. Yeah, no one cares.
Yeah.
He was better behind. He didn't get fired. He was a backstage interviewer. He's probably getting moved backstage. He wasn't a commentator like they wanted. Damn it, where is that fucking list?
We're so prepared.
Oh yeah. So, here we go. Okay. God damn. I thought I had everything I needed. I didn't. Right. Okay. Multiple top WWE talents have contracts set to expire in 2024. The September report revealed that Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Becky Lynch, they're all expiring. Let's see. We got we got Finn Balor. McIntyre has not yet re-signed with WWE, so we don't know. They were gonna push him, but he's not getting as much push. We'll see what happens with the Fatal 4-Way. Maybe that'll change things. I think they usually wait to see where their story's leading,
Yeah.
and that makes them decide whether or not they want to keep to it. Here we go. Seth Rollins' contract is expiring this year. Ricochet, Jinder Mahal, Kofi, Big E, Xavier, all expiring this year. Let's see. We won't know until we know. Um,
You know,
do you think anybody's going to leave?
I hate to say it. But I think Drew McIntyre is probably going to leave.
You know, I do too.
I don't want to see Drew McIntyre leave, but like I see it happening. You know?
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, full list. This doesn't account for injury, by the way, because injury time is added. Drew McIntyre, early 2024. Becky Lynch, June. Seth Rollins, June. Ricochet, summer 2024. Jinder Mahal, summer 2024. Kofi, Big E, and Xavier, December 2024. Randy Orton signed the multi-year extension through at least 2024. Kevin Owens, 2024. LA Knight, 2025. Nick Khan, The Miz, and Dragon Lee, 2025. Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Rey Mysterio, 2027. Dominic, 2028. Booker T, 2029. The Undertaker, 2034.
Damn.
Yep. He signed a 15-year deal in 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want him going anywhere else. They don't want him signing the rights to anyone else.
Yeah. You might be excited to hear Bryan Danielson, September 2024. That's when his expires. So he, at that time,
His expires at AEW.
So,
Ooh.
maybe he'll see a light in WWE, but he left because there wasn't anything for him. So
Yeah.
maybe they'll change his story and he'll come back, but I don't know. Dustin Rhodes expires 2024 too.
Promo with the Miz. They have to throw him in a promo with the Miz.
Oh, definitely.
God.
Do you think Dustin Rhodes could ever come to WWE?
I don't think he'll come back to WWE.
You don't think so?
No.
Him and Cody, that'd be kind of cool.
They were together in AEW if they didn't do anything.
Well, maybe something will change. I don't know. Hangman Adam Page expires in 2027. Jon Moxley, 2027. Malachi Black, 2027. Let's see. Is there anybody?
I'd love to see MJF in WWE. That would be great.
Well, he's on injured time. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Allegedly.
There. Yeah, allegedly. But what do you think?
You gotta remember, he's the guy who's great at keeping kayfabe. Like, he is number one at keeping kayfabe.
That is true.
So he could be playing Tony Khan and be like, "Yeah, I'm so injured, man."
Man, this leg. I mean knee. No, back. Oh man, that hurts. But speaking of something you brought up earlier, it happened in between now and the last pod. Netflix has signed a deal with WWE for Raw to begin 2025, January 2025. They will start hosting live Raw events through Netflix. So if you have a Netflix account, or you used to, keep it. They actually have a reason to have it now. And I was on the fence. I thought, I think it's time to stop renewing my Netflix subscription. I did not want to keep holding on to it. The Netflix originals were slowing down in quality and quantity. Well, not necessarily quantity. They're still pushing so many. And, they've been signing a lot of comedian specials with Netflix, and they haven't been good. They have not been good. Pete Davidson's Netflix special flopped. Dave Chappelle's specials have been ass, in my opinion. All of it just not good. And I wasn't really watching anything anymore. The only show that I've been watching recently, Tacoma FD, fire show made by the people who made Super Troopers. Uh, the only difference has been that is I've just been holding on to watching that show, and a friend of mine's been watching what's it called? Uh, that one medical show, Grey's Anatomy. That's it. They've been watching that, so I've just been holding onto it for those reasons. But other than that, I've been wanting to shut it down. And then, I get this new update after they signed with TKO. They found it in the budget. And then, shortly before this, they signed Dwayne to TKO, so I think it might have helped bounce it up. Netflix is going to be the home of WWE Raw, and last I saw, if the Raw specials help with Netflix's subscriber boost, and they start seeing good amounts of viewership in it, because it's going to be live events, they'll track viewership. If they see a boost that's big enough for them and they're happy enough with it, and they make back, that how much was it again?
$5 a year.
5 million a year.
That's $5 billion a year.
Billion a year. Okay. If they make back that money, they will they will continue to house Raw, and then they will also include SmackDown and NXT. So all of it will go back into making it a place for WWE to live. And again, they still have their business deal with Peacock that expires in 2026. Their Peacock deal. It's a different timeline than TV renewal, though, so they don't have to worry about that. The region, apparently, from what some are seeing, this is all speculation, because you can't trust Raw fans too much, or WWE fans too much, really. Regions outside the U.S. might be getting SmackDown, NXT, and PLEs, which is premium live events. I don't know about that. I think WWE is going to give it to all fans at the same time. I feel like they're not going to play favorites. NXT might hit the UK first, because I think it's not where it started, was it? That was just
No, they did have a European branch of NXT for a while, but that closed down.
I was remembering something like that. But presumably the premium live events will move over to Netflix once the Peacock deal expires in 2026. So hold on to both for a little bit. But that deal is on a different timeline, like we said.
Unless Netflix buys out that contract.
Unless they pay out the contract and take it all for themselves, which could happen. I feel like
Very
Netflix
possible.
is, if they make their money on this the way that they want to make it, it'll be peachy keen. But I know one thing's for sure is with the Netflix deal, we're gonna see a lot less of the different scandals that's been going on in WWE. They've been having a lot of stuff going on with Vince McMahon, with a bunch of other wrestlers. It's been kind of gross all around. With a lot of the allegations towards Vince McMahon, which, if you don't know, Vince McMahon, he did it again. He got in trouble the first time around. They dropped him out.
McMahon again.
Yeah, he did the McMahon. They dropped him out the first time around. Triple H took up head of creative and boardroom. Stephanie McMahon has been obviously at his side, helping in every way she can. And he stepped down. And then when TKO came in, He stepped back up. He was in the board of directors. But again, he got in trouble. It came out that he's been having a hush deal on this one lady. Let me pull that up. Bleacher Report, Vince McMahon. That headline, I swear. Basically, what had happened was he did a hush deal on Janelle Grant, which was one of the WWE staffers, and he paid her $3 million in silence money, hush money, about the allegations and her relationship with Mr. McMahon, which was a forced one. Warning: sexual assault going further in case it is a bother. After she had stopped getting $3 million and only got $1 million, she spoke up. So I guess $2 million is the difference for her. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that's kind of, should have. Anyway, I won't say anything because I'll get in trouble. So she seeked to avoid the agreement and is suing for unspecified damage, which that usually means trauma and stuff like that. That's undisclosed because it's public domain and you don't need to give that to them. Additionally, she alleged in the lawsuit that Mr. McMahon had her create personalized sexual content for a WWE superstar that he was trying to re-sign per Safdar, which is, Safdar is Wall Street Journal reporter. The suit didn't name the professional wrestler, but described him, so it's a him, as both a UFC fighter and WWE talent. Now, until that came out, that it was UFC and WWE, it was pretty vague. But then they specified UFC, and that brought it down to like 3 or 4. And then you just got to rule them out based on who got signed or re-signed in this case, which makes it even more specific per the year. So, math. Batista was not re-signed that year, so it's not him. So we got that one. CM Punk wasn't re-signed until later, so it's not that one. So the only one that he re-signed that year that was a UFC fighter as well. Oh, Brock Lesnar. Okay, so now we know. People familiar with the matter identified the wrestler as Brock Lesnar, one of WWE's biggest names, the Beast himself. And now he's a beast of mini backs. That was probably not okay. In the lawsuit, which names McMahon and former WWE head of talent John Laurinaitis, who is, by the way, not a good dude, just in general.
Yeah.
Nobody likes. Okay, let me go.
Nobody likes Johnny Ace.
Yeah. Let me stop reading for a minute and just address something that I saw today, and I was telling Tommy about earlier. I was on TikTok. That's where I learned about this, because it's actually become quite a good news source for me, according to WWE stuff. I saw a video addressing this, and it was giving me a lot of details, and I was taking notes and trying to learn from it, what exactly happened. And I looked at other videos and I read other articles to make sure that I was getting the right information. But one of the comments on it was someone who made a broad spectrum assumption about all WWE fans, saying that we all bow and pray to Vince McMahon, and calling us supporters of him, irregardless of what he does. And I would like to take a moment and address that. Me and Tommy both, as long-standing WWE fans, my uncle as a long-standing WWE fan, and Tommy's late grandfather as a long-standing WWE fan, and many more that we know, do not support Vince McMahon in any way, shape, or form.
Never have, never liked him, never will.
No one does. He is
No one likes him.
no one does. He never played babyface at all. He was always heel. He was
Not in his team.
he was Mr. McMahon. He was a heel, and it's just not something that he could ever do. He has ruined many a career based on his own decisions and going against the board of creative, going against the board of directors, all of them. You know, he has turned away good talent. He has fired good talent, all because they were not in agreement with the decisions that he made. And when he fired a good couple of people, many others wanted to walk out with him. And it was all because of Vince McMahon. In fact, in the Montreal Screwjob, when he turned away Bret the Hitman Hart for a different wrestling circuit, a lot wanted to follow suit with him because Vince McMahon just wasn't a good person in general, and the Montreal Screwjob was when they opened their eyes to it. And that's when a lot of them stopped being yes men. In fact, that's when Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, stopped being a yes man for him because they saw that it wasn't okay, and that Vince McMahon was making horrible decisions behind closed doors and toying with people's livelihoods, and stuff like this, where he is pressuring Miss Grant, into sexual situations, degraded her in exchange for giving her a job as administrating coordinator in the legal department, and taking turns with her with Laurinaitis in sexually assaulting her for days, locking her in his private locker room and forcing himself on her, and sending her text messages saying, "I'm the only one who owns you and controls you, and controls who I want to fuck you." And McMahon allegedly texted, which we all know that he did because that's just the type of person he was, allegedly texted, "She may scream and try and say no, although it would be difficult to say anything with a cock down her throat." She would go to...
Lord. Okay.
She would, multiple occasions, McMahon told her to go to Laurinaitis' hotel room and have sex with him before work days, just to get him started for the day. McMahon also would text Grant that part of the deal regarding Lesnar. Grant alleged after he signed a new contract, McMahon allegedly texted Grant, part of the deal was fucking you. And so he would let Lesnar loose on her, which he never got to actually touch her because Snowstorm got in the way of the two. But he would force her to send provocative messages, videos, and pictures for his own enjoyment, as well as phone calls and whatever he may decide he wants. In the lawsuit, Grant says that a man pressured her to sign an NDA when his wife found out about the relationship. And then in 2022, July, he retired from the WWE after it was reported he paid $14.6 million to hush multiple women for his sexual misconduct. And he was required to repay the company for the cost of the investigation, as well as the WWE tried to minimize her allegations by making the investigation more and more about the payments and how they were reported, which, if someone like Vince McMahon has a pocket in the company, clearly he's going to make it look more blind. And so he helped, Vince McMahon helped orchestrate a sale of the company to Endeavor Group Holdings, which owns the UFC. They merged into a company called TKO, and Vince McMahon became the executive chairman. On Tuesday, Vince McMahon was present at the New York Stock Exchange as part of a contingent. It was announced that WWE has reached a reported 10-year, $5 billion deal for Netflix. He was there to flip the switch for the stock exchange that day. So none of McMahon, Laurinaitis, or Lesnar have commented on the allegations, but McMahon's lawyer, Jerry McDevitt, obviously paid to say nice things, said in 2022 that McMahon had a consensual relationship who hadn't yet been named at the time. With relationship with Grant that hadn't been named at the time. But more on that was I think it was USA Today that I was reading. No, I don't care about that. Ex-staffer. No, that's not it. It was was it in MSNBC? The lawsuit. Here we go. The lawsuit includes accusations of sexual trafficking, civil battery, intentional or negligent infliction of emotional distress, and negligence. He dangled career-making and life-changing promises. She was felt trapped in an impossible situation. She felt like she would face negative consequences no matter what happened. Let's see. Where is the part that... Here we go. Let's see. Here. Okay. McMahon allegedly recruited others to have sexual relations with Grant, including Laurinaitis. Grant was expected to engage in sexual activity at the WWE headquarters, sometimes during work hours. The lawsuit alleges that McMahon and Laurinaitis sexually assaulted Grant inside her office as she begged them to stop while other colleagues were busy at their desks. Also claims that others at WWE knew what was going on, but actively sought to conceal the wrongdoings, which I'm assuming in fear of losing their job, but I could never assume kindness out of people because that's just not how things work. The predatory behavior left Miss Grant crippled both physically and mentally. She suffers with debilitating symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. WWE is alleged to have attempted to sweep the matter under the rug following McMahon's involvement in a hush money payment scandal, obviously. During his leave, even, McMahon maintained control over the company as a majority shareholder. That's what I was telling you about earlier, is he still had his pocket in. In a November regulatory filing, McMahon can effectively exercise control over affairs, they exclaimed. Let's see, where is... maybe this is... Grant's representatives, which go public. Okay. Oh, okay. No, that's not it. Hold on. I'm trying to find the rest of the article. I did not keep multiple copies.
I got the whole suit for you if you want to see it in her words and the complaint and everything. It's 67 pages, so save it for later.
Jeez, yeah, 67?
Yeah, 67-page complaint file her lawsuit against the
Wow.
Worldwide Wrestling.
Wow.
World
Okay.
Wrestling Entertainment. Yep.
Well, I'm grabbing snippets that they each article has taken from it.
Yes.
Here's one
And
that
it's also important to announce that two major wrestling news sources, Wrestling Ops and WrestleLamia, both denounce Vince McMahon
yeah,
and
that's
say
really
he
good to
filed.
know.
Yep. So we love those
Oh yeah,
news sources for
yeah,
reporting Wrestling Ops, especially because Wrestling Ops is where I got the file. They're sharing all the evidence against Vince McMahon,
yeah.
and not just a one-sided story. They're sharing like everything, the whole complaint,
Well, that's good.
And they also shared the sex trafficking hotline.
That's really good.
So shout out Wrestling Ops.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Um, okay. Well, one of the instances. Uh, no. Where is it? Um, where the hell? Uh, okay. Well, here's a bit. During another alleged encounter between McMahon, Laurinaitis, and Grant, she begged them to stop, telling her no me. She begged them to stop, and they told her no means yes and take it, bitch. Uh, which is
That's
just
only okay if it's planned.
only okay if it's consensual, and clearly in this situation it wasn't.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
trying to find the one that I told you about earlier. Uh, maybe if I take away the Bleacher Report part of this. Bleacher Report. Is it Bloody Elbow? I don't know if it was Bloody Elbow. Nullify the NDA. No means yes. Take it, bitch. Okay. The lawsuit also claims that at one point, during a sexual encounter, McMahon defecated on the plaintiff's head. I think the one I told you was chest, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this one, the lawsuit claims. So I'm going to take this one at word instead of the other one because I don't think that one said lawsuit claims. I think that one was just, uh, I don't know, on the plaintiff's head, citing an example of McMahon's extreme depravity. On May 9th, 2020, he defecated on Miss Grant during a threesome. And then commanded her to continue pleasuring his friends with feces in her hair and running down her back, while McMahon went to the bathroom to shower off. Eventually, McMahon reportedly paid for an extended stay at a healthy clinic for the plaintiff due to her deteriorating physical and mental health. Let's see. Okay. One of the most notable names to come up during the new lawsuit is former UFC and current WWE superstar Brock Lesnar. Allegedly, Vince McMahon shared sexually explicit material featuring the plaintiff with Lesnar as a lure to get the former NCAA D1 national champion wrestler back under contract in 2021. Wall Street Journal reports that Lesnar asked the plaintiff to send a video of themselves urinating, then called them a bitch after they complied. Lesnar then attempted to set a playdate, only to cancel the plan after a snowstorm prevented him from traveling. And the Wall Street Journal claims that they have reached out to McMahon, his attorney Lesnar, and the WWE for comment, but did not receive a response yet. In the Variety report, a spokesperson from TKO claimed the company was currently addressing the matter internally, which I'm a little suspect of that one because Dana White's
and
involved.
update as 3 hours ago, Wrestling Ops reported that on Deadline, that's their news source.
Mm-hmm.
Spokesperson for Vince McMahon has issued the following statement: "This lawsuit is replete with lies and obscene, made-up instances that never occurred, and vindictively distortion of the truth.
Mm.
So basically, he's saying it's all lies, and Vince McMahon says he will vigorously defend himself.
Okay. Well, good on him for trying,
Yep.
but no one's gonna listen.
No, not good. Not good on Vince McMahon. He's just trying to get out of this.
Yeah.
Yes. So that you were looking for an update on if there had been comments. I read that there has.
Okay. TKO says, Mr. McMahon does not control TKO, nor does he oversee the day-to-day operations of WWE. While this matter predates our TKO executive team's tenure at the company, we take Miss Grant's horrific allegations very seriously and are addressing the matter internally. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about that response from them. I feel like they are they're a bit young, and I'm a bit unsure of who all.
Yeah, we don't know if they're shady or not.
Yeah, because it's a mixture of WWE, which there's a lot of hushed employees still on his payroll. I'm sure. Hold on. Thank you. There's a lot of employees on his hushed payroll probably still. Because they didn't clean sweep the executives when he left. There's still a lot of people that worked with him and probably do not listen to Stephanie nor Triple H. And again, the other half is the UFC, and they're on Dana White's payroll. And Dana White's not exactly peaches and cream either. He's kind of a shady.
That could be a whole podcast for its own thing.
It really could. But I'll leave that up to what was it? Historical Bastards or something like that.
No, Behind the Bastards.
Behind the Bastards. Shout out to them. I want them to do a Dana White. Let them know to do a Dana White episode.
I already tagged him on Twitter today, so I'm not going to do it again.
Okay.
But yeah, I told him there's enough fucking content to make another Vince McMahon episode at this point.
There really is, and I'm hoping that
part series on Vince McMahon.
Oh yeah, you could probably do more than that.
Yeah.
He's been around for so long, and he's done so much stuff.
They started from his childhood and everything, but there's still so much more they could talk about with Vince McMahon.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that they do talk about this. I'm hoping that they address the circumstances that are unfortunately unfolding in front of all of us. It's sad that someone who has had so much influence on many, many children's lives is so revolting as a person. But tis the season, I suppose. I'd rather it unfolded in January than in December. I don't want this to ruin my Christmas.
Yeah.
But
that would be unfortunate.
That would be. But as we progress and learn from these decisions that he's made, it's just something to think about. Is all this stuff unfolding?
Thanks.
Let's learn from it, people. Let's learn. Anyway, on to lighter news. Because, goddamn. We've already almost hit an hour, so we may need to make multiple episodes this time. Maybe we'll do back-to-backs. Maybe let's just stick to the WWE for now, and then we'll do a second episode about all the UFC stuff, shall we?
Yeah.
Sting is doing his last match.
Yeah?
Yeah. Sunday, March 3rd is his last match. And I'm happy for him. He's been around a long time. He's been around since...
career. It's about time.
He's been around since WCW. He took on NWO back when they were in their prime. He was the vigilante. He's had multiple Well, I think only 2 face changes, and yeah, he's just. I'm happy to see that this is finally coming to an end for him. He needs to take some time off for him and his family.
Facts.
But March 3rd, mark it in your calendars, folks. Greensboro Coliseum, AEW Revolution. Tickets are on sale now. You know, if you can make it, make it. If you can't make it, you know, pay for whatever pay-per-view you can afford. Try and get it. If you can't, try and pirate it. You know, maybe AEW doesn't need your money. You know, it's something to think about. I'm not promoting illegal activities, but I'm saying if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. He's finally retiring. You know, you need to watch it.
Hell yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I know I will.
Well, if you need to.
Yeah, I know I know I'm gonna watch it. You know, if yeah, for sure. I'm gonna pay for that
Fuck
one, or if I have to. I probably won't have to, but if I have to. Now, I got a question for you, Timothy.
No, God, I was about to. We were not gonna have fun.
What's the matter? You don't like Tom?
No, I'm not Tom.
You're not Tom.
Miss me with that shit.
How about Tomadaya? How about I call you Tomadaya?
That's better than Tom. I've been called Tomatha. I've been called Tommy. I've been called Thomas.
You know, sometimes it be like that. Sometimes you're just Tomadaya. You know.
Yes. You know, my friend's fiance now, they got engaged, but my name in her phone has been fucking Tomatha since I met her, and I didn't figure out about it until like a year ago.
Hey,
I've known this woman for like 5 years.
You know, it'd be like that.
I've just been Tomatha behind closed doors.
My question for you.
What's up?
WWE recently, Tuesday, in fact, I think it was, right after Monday Night Raw, and the face-to-face between CM and Cody, they asked who's going to finish their story first. Now, we know already, because of Triple H's decisions and the Board of Creatives, that Cody is not finishing at WrestleMania.
Nope, he is not.
But neither is Punk. You know, his story doesn't end there. You know, if he gets that belt, that's not just the end of CM Punk. You know,
It's not. His story isn't the belt.
Yeah.
He just wants the main event WrestleMania.
Well, he's won Royal Rumbles before.
Yeah.
He's main
He
evented
wants
before.
the main event. No, he's not. Back in the day, winning the Royal Rumble didn't mean you were going to main event WrestleMania.
Oh, okay. Educate me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that.
Yeah, it just means you get a title shot at WrestleMania. And you got to remember, back in the day, back when Punk was there, most of the time The Undertaker main evented WrestleMania.
Okay. So he has never main evented.
CM Punk has never main evented WrestleMania.
So
And
that
winning
would be
the Royal Rumble back in the day just meant you got a title shot at WrestleMania.
So this would
maybe you were
mean
going
that
to
his story
WrestleMania.
is coming to an end.
Yeah.
Well, what will he do after this? What do you think? Do you think? Well, first of all, do you think he's going to win the Royal Rumble?
I think he probably will. Yeah.
You're sad to say it, aren't you?
Yeah. I see a CM Punk versus Rollins WrestleMania.
I don't think. Maybe. Yeah, it's
It's the best match you can make for WrestleMania.
For those who don't know, Rollins is coming off a knee injury, and we don't know we don't know if it's an extreme injury. We don't know if it's we don't know to the extent of how he is injured, to put it that way.
Yeah.
The what we did see on Raw was see Seth Rollins walking out with a brace over his suit pants, covering his knee. And he had it on the Impulsive episode. If you go watch it, um, I don't know. I don't know to the extent of how bad he is injured, and Tommy doesn't either. We're trying to play a guessing game of it to see what he's gonna do, because if he does end up uh, main eventing WrestleMania, he would have to be a put over because of his knee, wouldn't he? Like, that just makes sense.
Yeah, if his knee is still fucked come WrestleMania, but good enough to wrestle, then he would probably put the person he wrestles at WrestleMania over, and that person will win the belt.
But if the knee is not as bad, then maybe not.
I still see, if CM Punk goes against Rollins at WrestleMania, I see Punk winning his title at WrestleMania at a main event.
You think so?
Yep. Whether it be night 1 or night 2, but
maybe. We'll see. We will see. I think I'm hopeful for Rollins to reign supreme, because I am a tremendous fan of the Messiah myself. I think that he is by and far one of the best to come of this era of WWE. And I say this era as he's been around here a good bit. He's been here since Punk was last here. But this current era, I think he's one of the best. I really do. He holds a crowd really well. When he came out,
he's one of the defining superstars.
Yeah.
Of the PG era.
Yeah, and he came out with his injury, ready to make the decision. One of the things that me and Tommy speculated was, we think that his face to face with Gunther was not scripted. Gunther was an option, and that they had sent him out with an option. If he decides, after seeing the crowd and seeing, what he could be in for at WrestleMania, like a fraction of it, that it would sway him one way or another. And the knee injury was not bad, but bad enough that he had to make that decision. So when he walked out and his music played, and the Raw, the Monday Night Raw started, he came out, he saw his fans, and he cried. He cried real tears. Those were not scripted. And he had to make the decision: do I give up the title at WrestleMania? Do I give up the title before it? Or do I hold on to it and to win? Because having a part-time champion is one thing, but having an injured full-time champion is a whole different bag of wasps, I would say. Because if the fans get testy. WWE fans, they're not Swifties, but they get a little testy. They
do get a little testy. They got balls.
They got some huevos to them. They don't like when. First of all, they don't like the part-time superstars. They're sick of it.
First of all, I hate how you said that in Spanish with a good accent, but when you try to sing in Spanish, you fucked it up completely. Now continue.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah. When I was singing that, I was fully doing it for the meme. I actually,
Just in character.
yeah, yeah. Got to keep the kayfabe.
Yeah.
But anyway, kayfabe. But anyway, WWE fans have some huevos to them. They don't like the part-time superstars. The Rock and Cena are one thing because they're not really preventing any stories from progressing. But
Fair.
the Roman Reigns situation, head of table, the biggest oos of them all. He's holding a title and he's not there. He only comes out for title defenses and WrestleMania. So it's for premium live events in general. But
and not even all of them.
Not even all of them. Yeah, he's gonna be at the Royal Rumble, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's not going to be at Elimination Chamber though.
Yeah. Like, see, like, what
He's
the
not
hell?
Scheduled to work again until WrestleMania.
Like, that's and it pisses us off because I'm one of them. I don't like that he's holding a title and he's not there. It pisses us off because there's a lot of stories that cannot progress until he's there. And one of those is the head of the table. The table itself cannot progress without him there. It wasn't until he was scheduled to be there with the Usos and Sami Zayn that was even able to happen. And that could have happened way long ago, and the story could have continued. But he just is not there. And it's annoying as shit. And obviously, this is all in preparation for him being someone as big as Cena and The Rock. Because he is. He's that big now. But it's annoying. And, the title coming off him and going on to someone else hopefully means that stories will progress. Because now he has to take a step down. He has to stop being the head of the table. So that means that, for example, if Sammy came back at the Royal Rumble, he could do something with that. And if not, Jimmy and Jay and Solo can do something with the table. Anything could happen. But it's all because we have to wait. We have to wait for him when he's ready. And that's just it irks the fans. And so that's taken its toll. And we've been waiting for a lot of things to happen. There's a lot of stories that need finishing, and it's not just Cody. For example, Sammy was out with injury. We want to see what happens with Sammy next. What the hell is going on? We want to know. Big E has been out with injury. We're wanting to see what happens with him. Is the New Day gonna break up because he got hurt, or are they coming back full swing? What's gonna happen? We don't know. We want to see what's gonna happen with Seth. He's injured. We want to know what's gonna happen next. We want to see what happens with Cody. We want to see what happens with Punk. We want to see what happens with Reigns. We want to see what happens with. Unfortunately, The Rock is back. We want to see what happens there. There's so many things that we want to see. And
very critical about The Rock.
What?
I said you're very critical about The Rock being
back. I think that he is too damn rich to come back because he's taken places of other people. One of the things, and I'm gonna sit here and we're getting Benny's bitchin' barstool back out. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna listen to this. Shinsuke Nakamura, he is honestly one of the best Asian superstars to hit WWE. One of the best, and I would say top 5 even. And it irks me. Because he does have a story to tell. Like his whole kayfabe, mock-up where he was pissed at Cody for taking the story from him is real. He does have a story he's wanting to finish. And he doesn't get the attention he deserves. He has an amazing intro song. He has an amazing character. He's a heel, but it's still a good heel. You know, he's one of the last that does spits. I want to see more spits. And, you know, it's just, you know? Like, just, Give me more Shinsuke. That's what I'm going to say.
What I hate is the whole premise of Raw is who's going to finish their story. I fucking hate that. It's like, oh, this thing's working for Cody. Let's make everyone use it.
Well,
Shinsuke's got a story. CM Punk's got a story. Cody Rhodes has got a story.
Shinsuke has had a story. It's been a while.
Yeah.
He had a story coming out of NXT.
Yes, the story is Cody Rhodes' thing. You can't just take this guy's gimmick and give it to everyone else. Drew McIntyre has a story now.
Well, they all have a story. Like that every
they're all
WWE
advertising it as the story. Got to finish my story. They're all doing the same shit.
Yeah, but they do have stories.
Yes.
Everyone's got it.
Damn, you don't have to spit it out like that a million times.
Well, what would you like them to say?
Not my story.
How about their arc? You want to go with arc?
No, I want them to be like, this is my goal, and I'm gonna fucking beat people until I reach my goal.
Okay. Well, let's go with goal. Let's go with goal.
Not everyone has to say, you know, my story.
Well, okay.
Everyone is saying my story. Those exact words. I gotta finish my story. So everyone is saying that.
Well,
I get
okay.
Everyone has a story, but my God, it is so repetitive.
Okay.
And everyone's saying the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Shinsuke's goal. Shinsuke's goal is he has one. He has a goal. He wants to make it big. He wants to bring some honor to his name. You know, he has competed against AJ Styles. He has competed against KO. He's competed against Lesnar. And, you know, recently, Rhodes. He has he has Freddie Mercury as his inspo. He appeared in the Japanese version of Happy by Pharrell Williams. He trained and lived with Daniel Bryan. Many don't know that. He is a extremely decorated competitor. He's been wrestling for 15 years in the wrestling world.
Yep. He was in New Japan. He got really big in there.
He was the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. And he has he in the home country of Japan. You know, that's one of the biggest things. And you know, only people that have held that are some of the biggest people that have held that was Lesnar, AJ Styles, Big Van Vader, Antonio Inoki, Tatsumi Fujinami. He's won 3 championships on 3 occasions. He's won the Esteem Championship on 3 occasions. What is more remarkable, he first captured it at 23, making him the youngest IWGP Heavyweight Champion in history. It occurred in 2003 when he was just a few months shy of his 24th birthday. And Randy Orton became the youngest a few months later at 24 for the World Heavyweight Champion. That was in the same year. Randy Orton became the youngest World Heavyweight Champion the same year that he held the IWGP youngest. Now both are on SmackDown, so they could go against each other. What?
Shinsuke Nakamura is on Raw.
No, he's on SmackDown.
No, he's on Raw.
This is on the WWE website.
Unless he recently moved to SmackDown, he's on Raw because he had a feud with Rollins, he had a feud with Cody, he had a feud with fucking everyone on Raw.
Okay, this was in 2017. Never mind.
He's a Raw guy now.
I know that now. But anyway. Anyway. But anyway, you know, still,
Shinsuke gets his flowers.
I really do too, because he didn't waste any time adding his illustrious resume, adding to it. He arrived in NXT, captured the championship just 4 months after debuting, and became the only the second competitor to hold the title twice. On top of that, he was voted Male Competitor of the Year and Overall Competitor of the Year by the NXT Universe and the NXT Year End Award. Only time will tell how his career on Raw plays out. But I think that he needs more attention because, honestly, like he is so damn cool. And his intro music is so damn cool. And yeah, I'm harping on that because I really like it. But he is extremely well known in Japan, New Japan Pro Wrestling. New Japan Pro Wrestling. 3-time champion. With his first reign at 23. Yeah, that is insane.
That is insane.
He's also a founding member and the original leader of the stable Chaos. Yeah,
okay.
He's really fucking cool. I would say that he's not on my Mount Rushmore yet, but he is getting really close to getting his name on there because I think that he is truly just one of the best in the game right now. He is the Asian Rey Mysterio. There, I said it. Asian Rey Mysterio.
He's another example of WWE burying great talent.
Truly. And the fact he hasn't left yet just shows how much he wants this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could move back to Japan any time and keep his fame. But he is sticking with WWE.
He's more popular in Japan than he is in America.
I'd argue that too. I'm on your side with that one. Yeah, I think that he needs, he
just hasn't gotten the push in America that he needs.
He's even fought John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
That's...
But now they're presenting his character really well, and they're giving him those video promos and everything.
Uh-huh.
Which those are good.
They're really good.
I see Shinsuke holding the IC title soon.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I don't see him holding a world title anytime soon.
I think he should be the head of the table.
Yeah, you change your answer on who should be the head of the table like every week.
And you always keep Dominic there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dominic Mysterio for the win. Me and Logan Paul are on the same page. Dominic should be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns.
I just read something that pissed me off. You want to hear this?
What? Yeah.
Okay. Shinsuke Nakamura cleanly... What?
Bitch and Barstool.
Alright. Shinsuke Nakamura cleanly defeating John Cena to earn a WWE Championship title shot should have been a career-defining win in his WWE stint. However, it was a botched spot, and it saw Cena land in an ugly manner. Vince McMahon was livid backstage following the dangerous moment, since he viewed Nakamura as being reckless. He never won the championship, and the booking changed with him losing multiple times to Jinder Mahal. Mm-hmm.
Vince
And
McMahon for it.
yeah, following that, the aftermath of the Nakamura versus Cena match did not see Cena showing any ill will towards Nakamura. Again, clear case of John Cena being a good dude. Vince McMahon was more upset due to a relatively new performer almost injuring his biggest superstar. So he saw John Cena as basically like a glass bowl, and Nakamura being roughhousing. Cena defended Nakamura and stated he did nothing wrong in the match, but Vince's opinion of Nakamura was impacted. Cena wanted to make his voice heard. One of the best things about Cena's reputation is him going to bat for talents he believes in.
Yeah.
And so the recent results of Shinsuke looking strong on SmackDown had fans wondering. Okay, so this is when he was on SmackDown, by the way. Wondering if a bigger push was heading his way. He looked great in a gauntlet by pinning Daniel Bryan, going all the way to the end until he was cheated out of a win by Roman. Reports indicated that WWE only put Nakamura in that role because Cesaro had yet to sign a new contract, and it was originally meant for him. Nakamura's tease of a push ended after a few weeks, and it was revealed that he agreed to his role of WWE putting over new stars during his last contract extension. So he was a put-over for a good bit, which he apparently agreed to. I don't know if it was a willing agreement because Vince was involved, but still.
I think it was more of an agreement like, hey, you're going to do this or we're going to fire you.
Basically. And so, see, this here has New Japan took a huge hit in 2016 when quite a few names left for the start of the year. AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows signing with WWE hurt the company. But everyone knew their contracts were expiring with strong interest from WWE. However, Shinsuke had been a mainstay for years and felt like he would be a lifer for the rest of his career. Management felt blindsided to lose Nakamura, so they were a little upset. And then, let's see. Okay. Arn Anderson, for those who don't know, commentator, I'm pretty sure, right? I'm thinking of the right guy.
I don't think he's a commentator, but I could be wrong.
Retired professional wrestler, road agent, and manager. I think he might be a commentator. He could have been his manager. But regardless, he could not say his finisher move correctly. The release of Rusev by WWE now sees him using the name of Miro in AEW. Miro provided some fun memories of his time in WE, working with Shinsuke. Arn Anderson was the producer for most of their matches. Okay, well, I should have just read this. Producer for most of the matches and struggled to pronounce the name of Nakamura's finisher, the Kinshasa. All three personalities would laugh at Arn trying to pronounce it. Signing him was Triple H's biggest move. The rise of power of Triple H allowed NXT to continue making up ground as a thriving third WWE brand. Names like Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, and Samoa Joe hit home runs for Triple H's experiment of signing top independent stars at a time when it was rarer for WWE. Shinsuke was an even bigger project. Yep.
Like, wow, some of our biggest stars were signed as independent talent. It's almost like you have the professional wrestlers doing the professional wrestling job. The athletes will be good, but they're not going to be the guys who do it 300 nights a week, you know?
You know, Scotty Too Hottie said it best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that who originally said that?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, he said it best.
Based.
I knew one of the wrestlers said it, but it's best. Based.
It's based. He was a bigger project for Triple H, looking to bring one of Japan's biggest wrestling stars. The signing became official when Nakamura flew to WWE headquarters to meet with Triple H, Stephanie, and Vince. Few wrestlers get that level of treatment when signing with WWE for the first time. Which, by the way, Shinsuke looks great in a suit. AJ Styles talked Vince into having him win a Rumble match. His biggest win came in 2018's Men Royal Rumble match. AJ Styles spent months working on Vince McMahon by discussing the idea of them facing off at WrestleMania 34. There was a spot in the prior Money in the Bank ladder match where AJ Styles planned a solo face-off with a huge pop. Styles eventually won over Vince, who moved forward with the plan of Nakamura versus Styles on the big stage. Unfortunately, the match was viewed as a disappointment, with both top stars having a rough night at the office. Yeah. Happens.
Terrible place for that to happen, but it
happens. Bought dinner for Carl Anderson for 6 months during tough days in the NJPW dojo. Anderson only had $14 in his bank account. Nakamura paid for his meals until he received his chance on the NJPW roster. Okay, so he... Carl Anderson. Who? That is... Carl Anderson. He's known... Okay, he's known by the ring name Carl Anderson. I don't know who that is.
I've heard the name. Can't even tell you what he looks like.
He's bald. He has a beard. And he has the Bullet Club merch.
Bullet Club's an AEW thing, I believe.
Okay, so that's who it is. Okay, he's currently signed to WWE, where he performs on the SmackDown brand. Yeah, he's buried.
Mm-hmm.
He's a member of the stable, the OC, as well as a former member of the Bullet Club.
He's one of the AJ Styles guys.
Oh. See, buried. Massively buried under AJ Styles.
Yeah, you know, AJ Styles had those two guys who came out behind him.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys, yeah.
Fucking buried. But, buried. One of the most unlikely duos of active WWE stars to have heat with each other was Shinsuke and Brock Lesnar. The post-WWE run of Brock into 2000s landed him in New Japan, where he defeated Nakamura to win the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Nakamura felt that Lesnar showed little to no respect for NJPW, and it showed even more when Brock didn't want to lose the belt back to him. NJPW stripped Lesnar of the title, but he defended it in another Japanese promotion, dropping it to Kurt Angle. Nakamura eventually defeated Angle in a unification match to end the confusing history of Lesnar's Japanese wrestling career. So, Lesnar took the title from Shinsuke. He was told to give it back. He said, "Nuh-uh, I don't wanna." Dropped it to Kurt, and then Shinsuke had to take it from Kurt.
God. Brock Lesnar's a piece of shit.
You know, it's starting to look more and more like that.
Like, I see him in interviews, and he always seems like a funny guy, but damn.
Yeah.
The stories I hear about him are he's just a shitty person.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of whack. Just how it be. But,
kind of expected when you're solid muscle, like 400 pounds solid muscle, you kind of just push people around.
You know, I'm wondering if all that muscle and all that beating the shit out of everybody, you know, has ended in him having some, you know, mental issues that he needs to get looked at. But who knows? In conclusion, because it's an hour 34 now, Shinsuke needs his flowers. Dominic needs to take head of the table because that'd be funny. They need to stop giving The Rock attention at WrestleMania because I'm getting tired of it, and I think that they should listen to me. They need to bring back Adam Copeland. I think that he is not suited for AEW.
You think they need to bring back Edge?
Yeah, I miss Edge. I miss listening to Metalingus. On this day, I see clearly. Anyway.
Bro, the spotlights hit the crowd, and then the girl whispers, "You think you know me?" And then the fucking
Metalingus.
Oh my god, it hits so hard, bro.
It really does. And I love that he owns Rated R Superstar. I love that he has that. Even after all of this, he can still call himself that. And you know, him and his relationship is a good case of like good shit. Man, on this day, I see clearly. Where'd you go?
Hold on.
Okay. But
I'm making sure this is the right video.
In conclusion,
Vince McMahon sucks. Brock sucks. Dom's going to be the head of the table, and
Shinsuke's going to get his flowers.
Shinsuke's going to get his flowers.
If not,
rest in peace, Cody Rhodes' career.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunate.
Unfortunate, but you know. All right, guys, like, subscribe, do what you do. Don't be a Vince McMahon supporter. Be like Dom, dirty in the right ways. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Yeah.
Yeah.